Joe Biden in the lead, the race is far from over. Here to break down the state of the 2020 Democratic pack is pollster and Republican strategist John Thomas. John, welcome.
Great to be with you.
All right, so I want to go through, it seems like we have an endless sea of Democrats running here, but I want to go through these candidates with you, starting with the front runner, Joe Biden. So what do you think of Joe right now, state of the race right now for Joe?
You know, he's having his best moment right now, but I'm predicting that he's going to be one of the flameouts. I just don't see Joe Biden going the distance. And the fact is, right now he's leading, but it's really a reflection of just universal name recognition. He's one of the best known politicians in the world. And a lot of these other candidates that are running in the Democratic primary just simply aren't known. But I just feel that Joe Biden, forget the fact that he's a gaffe machine and all of that, but his core identity of being just a generation of yesteryear, having taken positions that just are not in line with the progressive ultra-left Democratic primary. I think he's going to get the front-runner treatment in the debates coming up and fall apart.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is his time. What about the one to watch, Bernie Sanders?
The one I'm looking for is Bernie Sanders. I think he's the most underrated candidate of the cycle. Remember, he's actually polling in second place in a lot of places. In Iowa, he's dead tied with Joe Biden today. But here's why Bernie Sanders, I think, goes the distance. First, we learned in 2016 that you don't have to be polling in the 40s to win a primary. Remember, Trump was hovering in the mid-20s with a fractured field below him. Sanders can do it. Sanders is raising money. Sanders has the base that isn't leaving him, and he's the OG socialist. Everyone else is a Johnny-come-lately. So if you want a leftist politician, he's your man.
Now we have the fundraisers. We have Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Bernie Sanders, and Joe Biden.
Yeah, all of these candidates are raking in the cash. I mean, Joe Biden is raking in, I think he raised like $12 million in the first 24 hours. Bernie Sanders led the last quarter at $18 million. These candidates, the reason this is important is because it means that they're going to have money to be competitive in the early states. And so don't count them out.
Who are our long shots?
Well, there are a few. I'm watching Beto O'Rourke as a long shot. I mean, his campaign essentially is dead unless Joe Biden completely implodes and then the middle kind of left middle lane opens. Beto could tack to the center. Also, Kamala Harris. Look, right now she's only polling at about 10%, but here's the details I'm watching. Joe Biden is capturing 58% of the African-American vote today, and Kamala Harris is only about 12% of the African-American vote. That will not stand, I suggest. And so I think we we got to watch Kamala, but a lot of things have to fall in place for her to win.
Do we have any lost causes here?
we do. In fact, most of them are. Kirsten Gillibrand is, I mean, she's just not going to go the distance. I just don't see her identity working there. There are hosts of candidates like Andrew Yang and others that aren't going to make it. And I actually think Pete Buttigieg is also a long shot. He's the flavor of the moment right now, especially with the liberal mainstream media. But he's missing one critical component that I don't see him ever getting, and that is he has 0% African-American support, and you cannot win a Democratic primary without putting together that coalition.
John, don't forget Bill de Blasio, too.
Oh, well, to me, Jedediah, he's a cartoon. He is a walking cartoon. I almost don't even put him in the shot category at all. I mean, look, a lot of these candidates, honestly, I don't think they believe they even have a shot. They're running for something to do, for the TV time, and a cabinet position.
Thanks, John. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to obviously see how this all plays out. Maybe we'll have another 10 or 20 jump in. You never know. Thanks for weighing in.
Who knows? Why not? Thanks.
All right, up next, the one, the only Mark Levin.